Manners, respect, people. Manners, respect. Balance, balance, balance. Yes. Oh, by the way, people, it's cold outside. There's lots of snow outside. People are outside struggling. So, anyone out there know warm? Enjoy, because it is cold out there. Actually, I'm gonna get a phone call and somebody tell me say it's snow outside. I have to tell them say yeah. That's how it is. It snows outside all the time. In the winter time. So I'm here warm. And which part to know there? I hope on warm too. Right, people? So okay, so I've been going over all our heroes all month. These amazing people I've been highlighting in our past, present, and future. So what we have to do is to be building towards the future, right? We're supposed to build towards the future because just like the past people, them, that's what they were doing. They were living their life and building the future. They're fighting for equal rights and justice, opportunity. Them fight for feminism. Them fight for the right to go in certain establishments. Them fight for the rights for go to certain colleges, universities. All of the people and before them have to fight for something. There's always an obstacle. And the obstacle is always it's always there, even now. Obstacle always there in front of we. It's how we face it, right? It's how we face the obstacle. Either make we a better person or we put in our own room with in our jacket. uh, so it's how we approach things. All right, people. So no, me already. Me not in a hurry or not. When time I come, I just come for a reason. Talk about things, right? Just have a conversation on how things is. Um, me do a live on Burkina Faso before. I'm say, all right, me go get some more information. I want highlight the people that want make a difference in a society and in our culture. There's lots of people out there who I get highlight. And I said them shouldn't get highlighted. I am just saying there's lots of people out there is getting highlight. And there's many people out there that needs to be highlighted. So I'm talk about Burkina Faso and I talk about Abraham Torre, right? And I say me did that one talk about the other two countries we team up with Burkina Faso, which is Mali and Niger. Now them two countries there, um they're run by military. All three countries is run by military leaders, African leaders, and them get power. Um, they gain power by coup, and we talk about coup already when people take over. Usually it's the military who take over the country and start run it, or looking to improve it. Now Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, right? So this is an update on all three countries because the three of them, the three countries then come together now and then form like a unity, brotherhood to take care of them country, African unity. So if you attack one country, you have to attack all three countries, and them are create infrastructures for each country are create them own infrastructure, but them can work together. Like them can trade, right? And other stuff. So this is part. I think this is part three of Burkina Faso and Maui. But at least we get more information on all three of them, right? So I go play it. I listen. I listened to it already for the commercial. Then play it. But now more listen to it. And again, this is from Africa. Now Africa is the channel is Africa is powerful. All of them channel, I'm tell you, I love them channel because them channel are focused on the accomplishment, what's happening in Africa. Here we go.
Secure and economically self-sufficient. Now, as we step into 2025, something unprecedented is happening in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, a big infrastructure revolution that is defying all expectations. For decades, West African nations have suffered from poor transportation networks, weak trade routes, and colonial-era economic dependencies. This is now changing. As we step into the new year, something monumental is unfolding in these three nations. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have embarked on a massive infrastructure development initiative that focuses on three key sectors: road networks, expanding highways and transport corridors to enhance connectivity, railway systems, building direct rail links between the three countries for economic integration, air transport, developing regional aviation infrastructure for trade and mobility. Between January 14th to 16th, 2025, government ministers from the Alliance of Sahel States convened in Mali to draft a comprehensive strategy for a unified transportation network. The goal was to help facilitate seamless movement of goods and people across their borders, effectively creating an integrated economic corridor. On January 26, 2025, Malian President Assimi Goïta chaired a high-level meeting.
Assimi Goïta. I know him, but I never know him name before. So again, even him would I like to do a video specifically on him and how him become like the prime minister. I mean, not the prime minister, but how him become the leader for him country. So I said there's so much information, right? Good information about them people. Yeah. All of these leaders, like we have leaders within in a culture. You know? We have leaders in our culture that we can emulate, or we can highlight, or we can show to them people here, right? Are setting a good example as we proceed.
Where the plan was ratified and officially put into motion. You see, historically, transport infrastructure in West Africa was designed to serve colonial interests, connecting resource-rich areas to ports for export to Europe, rather than fostering regional trade and mobility. This new initiative aims to correct that historical injustice by prioritizing intra-African connectivity. Just imagine, whilst Mali is linked to Senegal by rail and Burkina Faso is connected to Ivory Coast, there is no railway connecting Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger until now. Even the existing railways do not carry passengers between neighboring African states, a major limitation that this new project seeks to eliminate. The ultimate vision of the AES is not just economic cooperation, but full integration into a single federal entity. This vision was first discussed by their foreign ministers in late 2023, and with these infrastructure projects, it is now being put into action. Many skeptics wonder, how can Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger afford such colossal infrastructure projects, given that they are under international sanctions? To answer this, we must look back to January 28, 2024, when the three nations officially announced their withdrawal from ECOWAS. In a historic joint statement, the military leaders of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger simultaneously broadcast their decision on national television, declaring, "We have decided in complete sovereignty on the immediate withdrawal of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger from the economic..."
The man said, "We have decided. We've come together." I tell you, say, it's people. I said, that me love that it just shows us that we can come together and make decision for one. Just the very fact that we can come together and make decision for one, it's not impossible. So see, people are doing it. We just have to do it on a larger scale, you know. And when me say, how we talk to each other, respect, manners, the little things them, you know. Ah boy, I'm tell you something, I feel so good about them things that because me say, when we in the Western world, and we idolize things when I make we better. From a start out to them people, the spirit of them people have past, present, and future. The spirit what them bring to everything what them do. They're not doing it for no likes or no subscription. They're doing it because it needs to be done. That's why I'm say, when I do, it needs to be done. We need to highlight the people that we need to be highlighted. So before I get my excitement all too excited, I could go and listen as we proceed.
Unity of West African States, ECOWAS. They accused ECOWAS of betraying its founding principles and abandoning the interests of the African people, becoming a tool of foreign powers, particularly France and its European allies, imposing inhumane sanctions to punish them for removing pro-Western puppet regimes.
I said that brother, yo, and him young too, you know. And that me I said when me did that talk about you know what I'm doing, finding these heroes, and the person said, well, those are in the past. It just me tell you say, oh, me feel when we say them things that, oh, it's in the past. Like say we can separate it. It's like, oh, that don't mean nothing. Meanwhile, it means so much for us to understand. And that everybody says that if you don't know the past, how can you create something for the future? Everything that was invented, right, in the past, them have to learn about the old invention before they make a new invention. They make an adjustment. So some of them heroes, yeah, right, we can see them strength and we can see them weakness. We can see how them overcome certain situation in them life, right? So this is why I'm saying even now these heroes, right? These heroes, that's how we have to look upon them. We have to actually give them people some recognition for the job what them do. as we proceed.
The move, claiming that withdrawal procedures take up to 1 year. However, the three nations had already made up their minds. They were not merely leaving ECOWAS, they were building an alternative. After quitting ECOWAS, the three countries formalized their alliance by signing the Liptako-Gourma Charter, creating the Alliance of Sahel States, AES. The Liptako-Gourma region, where the borders of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger meet, has long been plagued by terrorism, exacerbated by weak governance under pro-Western regimes. The new alliance was designed to establish a collective defense system. Any attack on one AES member would be considered an attack on all, triggering a joint military response. Strengthen economic ties. The alliance is not just military, it also includes economic cooperation to reduce dependency on Western institutions like the IMF and World Bank. Move towards full sovereignty. By cutting ties with France and other European powers, the AES nations are taking control of their own natural resources, banking systems, and economic policies. The formation of the AES led to a complete restructuring of their international alliances. All military ties with France were severed. Colonial-era economic agreements were terminated. New partnerships were formed with Russia, China, and other multipolar powers. Western analysts dismissed these moves as reckless, predicting that these nations would collapse. Instead, they have secured new defense agreements, built economic partnerships, and embarked on massive infrastructure projects. The ongoing economic and political shifts in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger mark a decisive moment in African history. Despite facing harsh sanctions and diplomatic pressure from the West, these nations are forging their own paths toward economic independence. The leadership in these countries is anything but weak. They are making bold, calculated moves to reclaim sovereignty over their resources and economies. One of the most striking examples of this transformation is Niger. In 2024, just weeks after expelling French troops, Niger became the fastest growing economy in Africa. This was no coincidence. It was the result of deliberate efforts to break free from exploitative economic agreements that had kept the country impoverished for decades. For years, Niger has been one of the world's largest producers of uranium, a resource that is critical for nuclear energy production. Despite this, the vast majority of its population has lived in abject poverty, with limited access to electricity, healthcare, and education. The reason? Neo-colonial exploitation. Before I fully understood how Niger was able to achieve its recent economic success, I had already seen documents exposing the extent of this exploitation. These documents revealed that a previous Nigerian regime had signed a contract allowing the country to receive only 5% royalties on its uranium sales. This number was shocking on its own. But then I recalled what Yevgeny Prigozhin, the late head of Wagner PMC, had said in a video. In that footage, he claimed that French companies were selling Nigerian uranium at £200 per kilogram, but paying Niger only 11 per kilogram. That already seemed like an egregious injustice. But then came an even more appalling revelation. The actual amount Niger was receiving per kilogram was not €11, but a disgraceful 0.80 euros per kilogram. To put this into perspective, Canada sells its uranium at approximately £200 per kilogram, and yet France was taking Niger's uranium at a nearly non-existent cost while making astronomical profits off it.
Okay, and that's the same thing with the bauxite thing in Jamaica, right? When them have some people out there fight, you know. I forgot to do a thing on that. Because them have many advocacy a fight for like all the beach. Jabem one of the organization them want fight for the beach. I take the government to court and all of them things there in Jamaica, right? Because them people make the deal. I'm keep on saying it. Just because them people are get paid, you know, there's no reason for them people to do them job, you know. The only reason for them do them job is if them want to do them job. Because if there's no consequences, And most of the time, them people no consequences, no consequences for politician. It's very rare. A few countries where Singapore are one of the countries them where actually arrest the politician them when they commit crime. So Singapore me I go do a highlight on Singapore to see because them take the model at Jamaica, bring it to Singapore and implement it. And that means I say if you implement things, right? You see like how them people out them create their own group. So at that I try to show you how man it's so frustrating when I see how smart we is, great we is. And then some people in our skin or they represent. And then the thing about it is what hurt me the most are them people that get highlight. Them people that we not have no content to themselves. Meanwhile, them people are what we're supposed to highlight. A Black History Month, I'm tell you, if the channel them not depend a specific like them African channel, yeah, nobody not pay attention to Black History Month, you know. Seriously. Nobody not talk about it. Everybody's so caught up in the trending and the sensationalism. As we proceed,
This was not just unfair, it was economic theft on an industrial scale. If the current Nigerian junta has indeed put an end to this grotesque exploitation, then they deserve but immense support and encouragement. What they are doing today closely resembles what Muammar Gaddafi did in Libya decades ago, a bold move that propelled Libya from one of the poorest nations in the world to an African economic powerhouse. For those unfamiliar with Libya's history, let's revisit how economic control was stolen from the Libyan people and how Gaddafi reversed.
I love that. You see, the man all give you a little piece of what go on over there. So, and that's why I'm saying time I read about all of them great people. Yeah, it's like you find greater people, like not greater people, but people on the same level doing the same thing. Now, Libya. How much me know about Libya? Honestly, me don't know much about Libya. I know of Libya. Now me know it's about Libya there, right? As we proceed, me tell you say it's the knowledge, the real knowledge is there for us to look into. Please, people, me are telling you now, them kids that's coming behind us, them can't come see a bag of idiot, you know. Them cannot come see a bag of idiot. Them have to have some sense. I say, okay, this generation did something. Me not see no, me no, I tell you say other than these people, when me highlight, right, scientists, because them people that is not entertainers. Them now get the love like the entertainer them. Meanwhile, entertainers are entertainers. Okay, oh, you can't call an entertainer a politician. You can't call an entertainer a scientist. So how no expect an entertainer to do scientific stuff and politician stuff and say it means something. That's all. As we proceed.
This injustice. After World War II, Libya was placed under the control of France and the United Kingdom, with the British overseeing the majority of its affairs. The British installed the Senussi monarchy, led by King Idris, in 1951. But this so-called independence was a sham. The monarchy served as a puppet for British interests, ensuring Libya's wealth remained in foreign hands. Libya's vast oil reserves, discovered in the 1950s, were quickly monopolized by Western companies, with little benefit trickling down to the Libyan people. Every major government decision required British approval, and as a result, economic policies were crafted, not for Libya's development, but for Western enrichment. The consequences were catastrophic. Extreme poverty gripped the country. Education was a luxury. French journalist Thierry Meyssan reported that out of Libya's 4 million people, only 50,000 could read and write. Life expectancy plummeted to one of the lowest levels in the world. Libya, despite sitting on enormous oil wealth, had been reduced to a dependent, impoverished state. That changed in 1969, when King Muammar Gaddafi overthrew the monarchy in a bloodless coup. His first order of business, ending foreign control over Libya's oil. Gaddafi nationalized the oil industry, seizing control from Western corporations and placing it under the National Oil Corporation, NOC. No longer would Libya's wealth be siphoned away to pave roads in London and Paris while Libyans starved. Instead, it would be used to develop Libya itself. The results were undeniable. Libya became an economic powerhouse. The literacy rate skyrocketed from a dismal single-digit percentage to an astonishing 88.4%.
Whoa.
Life expectancy increased to 74.5 years, one of the highest in Africa. The UNDP 2010 classified Libya as a high development country in the Middle East and North Africa. Gaddafi proved that when African nations take control of their resources, they can transform their economies in record time. What Niger is doing today, if they maintain their course, could lead to a similar economic renaissance in the Sahel region. By demanding fair compensation for its uranium, Niger has the potential to become an economic force in West Africa. But this is exactly why Niger's leadership will face resistance from Western powers. History has shown that whenever an African nation attempts to break free from economic servitude, there is more international pushback.
International, you know, people. International. So that means that I'm not just 1, 2, 3 people. Everybody I go against them. I'm saying, look at it. Okay, well, all I know about Gaddafi is Gaddafi was a bad person. Tell you the honest truth. But just listen to this, that sound like I'm a bad person. When the person decides to say, okay, I'm going to fix my country, I'm going to make my country better for the people that are living in it. That's why I say, most of the time when I listen to the show, I do a laugh because I see the people them were in a power. They're not politicians, they're comedians. A pure comedian in a politics. Because them say one thing and absolutely do nothing. Look how great Jamaica is. Every parish supposed to have a dam, you know. Every parish supposed to have a dam. It's an island. Oh, you can't build a dam on one island. Huh? I am just saying, right? The possibilities are there. But it coming like say, the reality doesn't exist. Get it? The possibility is there, but the reality doesn't exist. It doesn't exist within these people because they don't want to do. They don't want to do it. They have not have no reason to do it. You see, if them did love them country and love the people, them that would be a reason for them to do it. You don't understand this? When a person have something in it, when people have meaning to something, them put in the effort in it. In anything. If them put the effort in there, that means it means something because of the effort I got show through. That's the difference between working for $50 an hour, but thinking that you're doing a $100 an hour job, right? Because myself, when I grew up, people say, "Oh, well, I'm only working for $5, so I'm gonna do a $5 job." Yo, people tell me that, you know. People honest with me. That's one thing. People honest with me. Most of the time, not all of the time. Right? But people tell me, say, yo, I'm making this much money, I'm gonna do this much work. Them calculate how much work them I gonna do for the money them I make. You know what I say? Me can't cheat myself. They're cheating me, so I'm not gonna do the same to myself. So the same time I get good, I should be paid good. And it's always negotiation. And that's one of the things. Obstacles, money obstacles. Because them always want to underpay you. Because if they can get it for free, if them can work it out for your work for free, and it's legal, them are going to find every and any way so you can work for free. Talk about the people them did I work at Coca-Cola, the people them call ISIS pan the people them so they can get kicked out when them for pay the people them. You know how much work them people they put in at them company there? For them reach a point where the people kick them out after. All right, people, I could continue with the program. Let them commercial play a little bit because I tell you something, not really. Well, use them content unless they get them credit.
Thomas Sankara was assassinated after nationalizing resources. Gaddafi was overthrown after proposing a gold-backed African currency. Lumumba was eliminated for opposing Western exploitation of the Congo. This pattern is clear. Any African leader who challenges Western control over Africa's wealth becomes an enemy of the global order. If Niger succeeds in renegotiating uranium deals and diversifying its buyers, it will inspire other African nations to follow suit. The key to achieving this change lies in knowledge and public awareness. The Western economic grip on Africa has lasted for centuries, but history has shown that when a nation decides to take control of its own destiny, the results can be revolutionary. Niger must be supported and encouraged at all costs. If this uranium price adjustment is upheld, Niger will no longer be a vassal state. It will be a rising powerhouse in the Sahel. Africa's resources belong to Africans. It's time to take them back. Meanwhile, in Burkina Faso, in just 2 years, Captain Ibrahim Traoré has reshaped Burkina Faso's economic, industrial, and political landscape in ways that few leaders have managed in decades. His leadership is characterized by pragmatism, bold decision-making, and an unrelenting drive for self-sufficiency, setting an example for other African nations striving for economic independence. When Traoré assumed power in 2022, skepticism surrounded his leadership. Many feared he would follow the pattern of other young revolutionary leaders, caught in rhetoric about colonization and imperialism without delivering tangible results. Others worried he would be another Marxist ideologue without real-world solutions. However, in just 2 years, Traoré has silenced...
Hold on. In just 2 years. In just 2 years, the work with the money I put in. And at 13, was it 13 assassination and try offer him. And all of that might try to show you the critics, the naysayers. They're gonna say whatever them have to say now. You hear how much things they say about the man before the man even get the position and start do the job. That's why them say people mouth. People mouth when they put it on you. And you alone can take it off. You know what I say? Anytime anybody talk about you anywhere, it's up to you to react or them talk to you. Because I tell you, say, no for the time, 5 minutes after the moment, if people think 5 minutes after that moment, they wouldn't do the things what them do in the moment. As we proceed. Okay, so these guys are not professors, but they're soldiers. They're leaders. So I say leaders come in all different. Look, it just comes in it doesn't pick a specific form, but me don't see leaders in entertainers. Right? That's why I choose them people there. When I say the only person so far when I choose is Louise Bennett. Nina Simone. She was a singer. but she was an activist too. You see, me I remember them people name too. May I get familiar with them, you know. It's like I'm becoming part of these people now. I'm learning and understanding.
Critics through concrete action, proving himself to be a strategic leader who prioritizes economic development, industrialization, and national sovereignty over mere ideological battles. One of Traoré's most groundbreaking reforms was addressing Burkina Faso's gold industry, which had long been dominated by foreign interests. Despite being one of the world's largest gold producers, the country lacked its own refinery, forcing miners to export raw ore to Europe for processing. This reliance on foreign refineries deprived Burkina Faso of substantial economic benefits, leaving it unable to fully capitalize on its natural wealth. Recognizing this economic inefficiency, Traoré took swift action, and Mourad commissioned the construction of Burkina Faso's first ever gold refinery. This facility is now operational, enabling the country.
And a talk thing, a do thing. Seen? The man say it's operational. That's why I say it's. How comes when people talk so much and then people not do nothing? Fix road, fix this, fix that. All them do a talk. That's why I say it's just a joke. It's just one big joke. Meanwhile, them people get it done. That's how it's supposed to be done. You're the leader of the country and you can't get this done and you can't get that done. And you're the leader of the country. Not the Cub Scout or something like that. I'm just asking questions. I know some love ask questions already, right? As we
refine its
proceed.
own gold, create thousands of jobs, and retain more wealth within its borders. In 2024 alone, Burkina Faso successfully extracted 83 fine gold from 142 tons of mining residues, a clear indication of the refinery's immediate impact. Additionally, Traoré's government nationalized 2 major gold mines after renegotiating their acquisition for just $80 million, a drastic reduction from the original $300 million price tag. This move ended a long-standing legal dispute between competing foreign-owned companies, ensuring that Burkina Faso gains full control over its own resources. By eliminating excessive foreign influence, Traoré has secured greater revenue streams for his country while reinforcing national economic independence. Burkina Faso has long been a major exporter of raw agricultural products, yet it ironically remained dependent on imported processed foods, such as wax tomato paste, a product derived from its own tomatoes.
Imagine that. Imagine that. You have to sell it to them and buy it back. And when you buy it back, you buy it back twice the price. Because France not have no chocolate factory, chocolate tree, you know. And them things I'm learning, you know. France doesn't have no chocolate palm tree. Them not grow chocolate tree at France. But then get the raw chocolate from thing that even chocolate what we have at Jamaica. Right? Them things that we're supposed to cultivate. There's so much that can be done. But all it is excuses. Look how great the country is, man. Look how great the people them is, for real, you know. I mean, not talk just in athletic, because you see one Jamaican got 80 and him start the revolution at 80. I'm going to do a video upon him too. Because me tell you, say, all of them people here, and people have themselves driven. Them just have something about them and nothing can stop. So the one them inspire are the one them admire. That's always been my motto. Because when me a kid, me tell you, say, when you look around you in the neighborhood, it was men. Men do manly thing. I listen to a program today and the man I talk about bun. And the man the man say, yo, me not search my woman purse, me not search my woman phone. But nowadays, right? You hear them things there. Man a fight woman because what them seen on them phone and them things there. Adapt me say if you don't want to deal with somebody, find somebody else you want to deal with. So you don't have to go through them things there. Certain things is expected. Like who are gonna empty the garbage or something like that. Them little things there. But if you say compatibility, that's me say like-minded people. You can't accomplish nothing if it's not like-minded people. You can't force people to do things where them not want to do. That a for the biggest thing. We think so we can go in somebody's mind and tell them to do what you would like them to do. If you can inspire a person, if you can do something in a sense so them can take it on for themselves, if you continue where you teach them, not tell us say yeah waste your time, especially find people like-minded. And then people are like-minded. These people are like-minded people. I bet you if one of them never agree with what them I said, this would not happen. None of this would not happen. If two did decide say I this them want and one decides say I know this them want. So unity is really strength.
Absurd dependency on foreign food products deepened the trade deficit and left the country vulnerable to global supply chain disruptions. Traoré deemed this situation unacceptable and swiftly commissioned the construction of 2 tomato processing plants to ensure
Not just one, but two.
food self-sufficiency, job creation, and value-added production. Société Faso Tomates, Sofato, located in Yako, northern Burkina Faso, this plant has a daily production capacity of 100 tons and was funded through a public-private partnership exceeding 5 billion FCFA. Burkinabe Tomato Company, Sobto, opened just 16 days earlier. In Bobo Dioulasso, this plant complements the Sofato facility, increasing Burkina Faso's oil processing capacity and reducing the need for imported tomato paste. Both facilities were strategically built near water sources, such as the Pugiango Dam, ensuring year-round tomato cultivation and production. The financing for these projects included 1 billion FCFA from the Economic Fund for Economic and Social Development, FONADES, and 400 million FCFA from the Agency for the Promotion of Community Entrepreneurship, with additional funds raised through public investment schemes. Traoré's vision for agricultural transformation extends beyond just food processing. His administration has implemented large-scale distribution of modern farming equipment, significantly boosting productivity across the nation. In the past 2 years alone, the government has provided farmers with 400 tractors to mechanize farming, 953 motorcycles for rural agricultural workers, 710 motor pumps to enhance irrigation, 10,000 tons of fish food to support the aquaculture industry, 68,964 tons of fertilizer to improve soil productivity, 10,000 litres of phytosanitary products to protect crops from pests and diseases. By investing in mechanization and food security, Traoré is positioning Burkina Faso to compete globally, ensuring that its agricultural sector no longer operates at the mercy of foreign suppliers. Recognizing that economic independence is impossible without a strong domestic financial system, Traoré established 2 new national banks. One, the Postal Bank of Burkina Faso, launched with an initial capital of $25.1 million. This bank provides accessible financial services to the population, particularly in rural areas where banking access has historically been limited. 2.
Unlock the world's largest, most liquid financial.
People, brother, you're serious. The man not just a one bank, you know. The one said 2 bank. I'm telling them people are serious. I just love it. It's just inspirational for just hear the man them just and I know like say them not get no fight, you know. These people are getting like one piece of fight. But the people them just a push on for the future. 2 years, you know. 2 years, the things them where the man implement. The potatoes them where them reap what year. Actually, I think I'm gonna do a video upon that. Cause everything, pineapple, all of them things, the food them where the people them are reap from the investment when put in the country. Man, it just actually, and the next thing too, actually Google how to become a Burkina Faso citizenship. We even Google that, you know, and it said you have to be you have to be born there, right? And you have to live there for 10 years or more. Or more? Yes, I'm even Google Burkina Faso. Cause me say, yo, me feel nice about the place. Even if I can't visit though, man. Just for see, or I'm telling you, say, these countries, the leaders them before, never really care about the people them, right? So I ask if a farmer really care about him animals them, and the answer is no, because they're commodity. The only time the farmer care about the animals them is if them a get teeth, which means it affect him pocket. If them sick, which means it affect them pocket. Right? That are the only time farmers care about them animal. And when we look on it, the politician them a farmer. The only thing them already get them pay already, so them not need the animals them. Them not get pay from the animals them. And also them look on we. Them look on we like the animals. Them speak one totally different language from the language of the people them. That's number one, right? Them rich, them live totally different. Me say, me go back to the inauguration with Donald Trump, you know, when everybody in the office, everybody are dressed up and oh yeah, and everybody have them nice conversation and even the music different. It's cultured music. It's a separatist music. So this is me I say, me not understand how people freak out about politician, right? Them never know the man them, and the man them never know them. These people may we freak out over because them people, yeah, me don't know them, and them don't know me, but me love the work with them I do. Straight.
Deposit Bank. Created to support government financial operations, this bank strengthens Burkina Faso's ability to manage public funds independently, reducing its reliance on foreign financial institutions. Traoré's government has also focused on critical infrastructure projects to support trade, transportation, and economic expansion. Notable projects include expansion of the Bobo Dioulasso Airport, enhancing Burkina Faso's capacity for domestic and international trade. Investments in road networks and public transportation, ensuring improved connectivity across the country. Traoré's leadership is not just about economic reform, it's also about political and cultural sovereignty. He has taken decisive actions to remove the remnants of colonial rule, reinforcing Burkina Faso's independence. Expelled French troops. In a bold move, Traoré ordered the complete withdrawal of French military forces, ending decades of foreign military presence in the country. Banned colonial-era wigs for judges. This symbolic
Them big ugly, them wig, yeah. Me not look on them same thing out them people. Yo, when I forgot look on this side now. Them fake white looking wool. Me no know them. Should I just put it over their face and call it? I don't understand why. What's the purpose of this, right? I don't understand what's the purpose. If you wear them fake something there. So even now, I tell you say one and two women and I love to get them something if you wear in a public and call it style. Cause them not, yo, I tell you say honestly, I can't tell you last me see what woman real here. Cause woman not show them real here no more, you know. Woman don't wear them real here anymore. I tell you say well, I tell you it's just become crazier. That's all. As we proceed with real people doing real things, that show them hot there.
Powerful decision marked a rejection of outdated colonial traditions that had no place in Burkina Faso's legal system, established the country's first national support centre for artisanal cotton processing, boosting the domestic textile industry and reducing reliance on foreign textile imports. Traoré's leadership defies the conventional narrative of African leaders who are either beholden to foreign interests or paralysed by ideological debates. Instead, he has demonstrated a rare combination of pragmatism, economic nationalism, and visionary leadership. If Ibrahim Traoré has accomplished all this in just 2 years, what will Burkina Faso look like in the next decade? His leadership is setting a powerful precedent for African self-reliance, proving that a nation can break free from foreign economic control and chart its own path to prosperity. Traoré is not just leading a country, he is shaping a new era for African independence and economic empowerment. If he maintains this momentum, Burkina Faso could very well emerge as one of Africa's most self-sufficient and industrialized nations in the years to come. In Mali, Mali is on the brink of a historic transformation as it builds the largest gold refinery in West Africa, a monumental project made possible through its deepening strategic partnership with Russia. The new facility, expected to have a refining capacity of at least 200 tons per year, will significantly enhance Mali's control over its own gold production and revenues. Once completed, it will stand among the most advanced and influential gold processing centers in the region, marking a turning point in Mali's economic sovereignty. But the significance of this refinery extends far beyond its sheer size and capacity. It is a symbol of Mali's liberation from neo-colonial exploitation and a move towards genuine financial independence. The stark contrast between France and Mali in terms of gold reserves reveals a troubling reality. France, despite having no gold mines within its own borders, possesses the world's fourth largest gold reserves, totaling 2.
Same thing with chocolate, same thing with everything. They have nothing, they own nothing. I say same thing with the museum. There's nothing in the museum belong to the people who own the museum. Everything we're in the museum steal from places, from other countries. I'm gonna do something on that too. There's some diamonds and stuff like that. But them have in France, but them get from other countries. I think one of them is from India, one of the biggest diamond. I think our precious jewel. I'm not sure if it's diamond, but one of them country, one of the precious metal that's in France. It doesn't belong to France. It belong to our next country, and that country's been trying to get it back for how long? That's why I'm not trying to show you to them people. And they own nothing. They own nothing. As we continue, as we proceed.
1,436 tons. Meanwhile, Mali, a country blessed with 860 operational gold mines and an annual gold production of approximately 50 tons, astonishingly holds no significant gold reserves in its central bank. This paradox is not a coincidence. It is the direct consequence of France's decades-long colonial and neo-colonial plunder. Under French rule and continued economic manipulation, Mali's gold wealth was systematically extracted and transferred abroad, primarily to benefit France's economy, while Mali itself remained impoverished and deprived of the wealth beneath its own soil. Like many other African nations under French rule, Mali was subjected to a sinister agreement known as the Pact for the Continuation of Slavery, which was forced upon all former French colonies at the time of their so-called independence. This agreement ensured that 1. France controlled their natural resources, extracting wealth from while giving little or nothing back to the local economies. 2. France controlled their national currencies, forcing former colonies to use the CFA franc, a currency tied to the French treasury, ensuring that African nations remained dependent on France for monetary policy. 3. France controlled their financial reserves, requiring them to deposit up to 85% of their foreign exchange reserves in the French central bank, where France could freely use these funds while limiting access to the African nations that actually earned them. 4. France maintained control over their governments, frequently interfering in domestic policies and even orchestrating coups or destabilization when leaders attempted to break free from French dominance. This system of modern economic slavery ensured that Mali, despite its abundant resources, remained trapped in a cycle of poverty and dependence. The situation began to change when Russia stepped in to offer an alternative partnership free from neo-colonial strings. With Russia's backing, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have collectively broken away from France's grip, marking a new era of independence for West Africa. Unlike France, which sought to exploit and control, Russia's approach has been one of economic cooperation and mutual benefit. This is evident in the gold refinery project, which will allow Mali to process its own gold domestically rather than exporting raw gold and losing value, increase revenues from gold sales, ensuring that more profits remain within the country, build its own gold reserves for the first time in history, strengthening its financial independence, create jobs and boost industrialization, reducing dependence on foreign economies. This shift is nothing short of revolutionary. For the first time, Malians will see their country benefit.
Okay, and that's the thing I say. He says revolutionary. I say it's evolutionary. I talk about technologically advanced we're getting, but we're not evolving. We're not evolved from the state we're in. We just the same motion when it's not going anywhere. That's why the past is gonna be the future. Because we're in it, but we're not trying to change it. And that's when I feel downfall. You see the mindset what we have, the mindset in a stone, in a cement, in a concrete, yeah, that a feel downfall. That's why I say them people, all of them people I want to highlight, just the fact that them people were free thinkers. Many people say them are free thinkers, but they're not. Because they might think like everybody else. So how can you be a free thinker when you think like everybody else?
It directly from its gold wealth, rather than watching it disappear into the hands of foreign powers. Mali's bold move serves as a wake-up call for other African nations, particularly those still under the economic influence of former colonial powers. Countries like Nigeria, often seen as an economic giant in Africa, remain trapped in neo-colonial arrangements that prevent true self-determination.
And you look for the president of Nigeria. Boy, I'm telling you, that brother, when I said I just said don't just Google him, sir. Don't just Google him, and then if you have no own opinion, because me have my own opinion. Seen.
Remains. Will other African nations follow Mali's lead, or will they continue to allow their wealth to be siphoned away by foreign interests? Mali's decision to build West Africa's largest gold refinery is more than just an infrastructure project. It is a declaration of independence, a challenge to the old order, and a beacon of hope for a future where African nations can finally control their own destinies. The tide is turning. The age of neo-colonial exploitation is coming to an end. The real question is, who will be next to break free?
Good one. I love that. I love that. Again, everything about them three soldier leaders here just me tell us me feel so nice because me say they're not in the past. They're in actually living in the present and making a difference in our in a fluid time. We can see change happen. 2 years, 2 years. The amount of things that the man do in a 2 years. Me don't know why me just gravitate to that side of Africa, yeah. Because me say when you look on Jamaica and say, okay, then show me two leaders where can say, okay, these people are set in stride. Scientists, doctors, anybody. Name one. Artists? Of course we can't name enough artists. Until I say one artist did have an issue with the school, right? And my point is on that is that we need people who are dedicated, right, to the upliftment and the betterment of humanity. Not just a black race alone, but doing things that set precedent. All of them people I want to read from all month, them get them get them get inducted in a this, in a that, lectures, statue make out of, make for them, movies make about them, all of them stuff here. These people are characters. I'm gonna talk about the empty barrel thing one time a little bit, and me think so when them talk about empty barrel, then at the empty barrel drum them attack, but it's empty barrel means a person who have no sense. And when you listen to some of the platform, them it's not conversation, it's not communication, a argument, it's shouting, disrespecting each other. That's all. How that make a difference to anything at all? So 3 years from now, when we look back on them things here and see these people and see where they are, right? Because their trajectory is up. They're going up. For them book, it's been written, but pretty much it done right already. So why shouldn't I be highlighting these great people? And them alive. Am I ever gonna get over that? That's in the past? No. Not because it's blue year, but because how can a person, my skin color says something like that, and don't understand how disrespectful that is? Huh? If you say, oh, let's just leave that in the past because it don't mean nothing now. It means more now because unless people have greatness, you see now, when them a show bleach old people in your face, and people dancehall people in your face, and I tell you say, oh, these people are role models for who? I wouldn't want disrespect with them something there. That's why I say most of the time it's just joke. Because if you say anything against that, then it's gonna be an argument, right? That's why I say I want to create my own platform, have my own platform, but the things that matter, I can't talk about. And then people can always criticize it later. When I say these things are not gonna be sensationalized, these things won't be, they're not, well, they may get a like, but they're not get a share. Understand? I'm not no problem with that because I'm doing my part. Okay, so listening to these great leaders, right? And I really want to put too much on each video. But again, I'm Jamaican, just in case you never know. And I keep on saying there's three parties in Jamaica, right? I say, okay, there's more than three parties. Them have the Marcus Garvey movement is still there. Okay, fine. I'm gonna do like a short video on that just to make sure that like because them they change it so unless you're registered or some issues, they had some issues like like back in the days them have like so much different parties, right? Groups um with the betterment of our race, African race. I'm gonna stop using the word black too. Well, I'm gonna try cut out the word black. African race. Okay? Alright. So these people, okay, alright, I try to get something. Okay, so these great leaders, right, in Africa show say they can get together and work out problem. Jamaica have many different parties. Them have the PNP, them have the JLP, and them also have the UIC. I'm gonna do some videos on the UIC, why UIC is not popular, right? And there's many reasons why UIC is not popular. Them say the leader, the Mr. Joseph Patterson, now I disrespect the man, is just like everybody else, right? And he won't do the country any better than who's in power. But so the people them in Africa, them come together and them make Africa better. It's the same thing in Jamaica. If you don't like what's happening, it's phone party. The man say phone party. You can move in. You can make suggestions. Some YouTubers, right, have issues with UIC, and I understand that. But you have issues with all the other parties them too. So if you go condemn all of them, condemn equally, condemn them equally. You see the words them do. uh, I guess some words is not supposed to be used in conjunction. People. All right, so this is Joseph Patterson, and this is his idea because recently, people, them government politicians, whatever, come out and say, okay, them are gonna build house on your land, right? This is the deal, right? You have to have your own land. We're gonna build a house on it, and once you're dead, we're gonna take over the house and give somebody else to live in there. We're gonna dead in there, and then continue. So we are so we can just call it dead house and done. Oh, that's one of the stupidest things me ever. But let me tell you, sir, these are all jokes to me, right? Them people are pure joker. Nuclear power at Jamaica. Like, me I say some of the things them it's I would definitely love to see Burkina Faso in a Jamaica, which means people with intelligence, people with pride and love for the country in a sense that them really want the country to change. Because the biggest thing when I look upon are the infrastructure, the road them. The road them, I say, them don't need no highway, them need like just like how them have like the train them at Canada. Them have so much different train at Canada. They have the GO train that take you from city to city in like an hour or so. Right? And then you have like the area train them we're just running in the city. You have downtown all over. You have subway system. So I say a train system would be very good in a Jamaica, right? Dam in every parish supposed to have a dam, so them can have electricity cheap, right? I say them need to have like 3 museum at Jamaica, right? The art museum, the plant museum, and like the archaeology, like whatever. Just three. You see the man them built two bank. That's one of the things I say. The people them to build an extra hospital. They're supposed to work on an extra hospital just to have an extra hospital. The people them spend over trillions and trillions of dollars a refurbish one hospital when in a Burkina Faso the people them make a hospital in it's not completed yet. State of the art. Me I go do that one there too. State of the art hospital, and the people them say them are go done it in record time, which means shorter period of time. Like them say them have it set for next month. Them say them are go finish it this month. This is what's so it's not like it's impossible, you know. It's not like there's not no smart people out there we live in a few skin. We're just idolizing, looking up to the promoting the wrong ones. So this is a short video. And this is Mr. Joseph Patterson, and this is what he feels about well, let him speak.
Hey, my fellow Jamaicans. Recently, I spoke to you about not paying rent, mortgage, or property tax. And I noticed that some of you got really excited because you thought that I was saying people should not pay rent and should not pay mortgage. But let me try to clarify that a little bit more for you. What I was explaining is that had your foreparents not been denied their access to land after slavery in 1834, they would have built generational wealth. They would have had the land, they would have farmed the land, they would have built their homes on the land, they would have built business on or out of the land. And so you and I today would be wealthier because we would have had the benefit of the land that was stolen from our foreparents. Now, many of you, like myself, or some of you, like myself, have worked very, very hard and slaved long and hard to earn money to then go and buy a piece of land. All of that money we would not have to spend on buying a land because we would have owned land already. That's number one. The money we spent buying the land, we would have then used that to build a house or to build on top of the house or in addition to the house that was built by our parents or foreparents. So we would have been much better off and in a much better position. So because of that, we would not be paying rent and we wouldn't be paying mortgage today if our foreparents had the benefit of the land that was stolen from them. Now, some of you have also argued that no land was stolen from our foreparents because um, the land of Jamaica belonged to what they call Taínos, and the land doesn't belong to us. Let's, for argument's sake, say that that is true. The fact that your foreparents were abducted, yeah, abducted from, let's say, Africa, and brought to Jamaica, they would have been denied their ability to own their lands in Africa and build their wealth in Africa. And you and I would have been born in Africa and benefited from that.
Burkina Faso. I just put a bad. A joke. It just the fact say the money have some semblance of how to make Jamaica a better place. This is when I say, okay, how comes nobody not paying no attention to him? Right? But when you listen to the man and I did his manifesto already, right? He has good ideas. So if the people them did want better, why wouldn't they gravitate to this? Work with him in some capacity, right? Them say he's egotistical. Nobody know what come and tell us people tell me say I want to buy my company. I'm say no. Because if you buy what me have, then me not gonna have nothing. I gonna have money, yes. But you know money I got done. Right? Knowing that the company can continuously make money. This is the main reason for our business, you know. And you hear what him say? He never say no dead left land, you know. What him say? You have to listen, you know. We're gonna have legacy. Sometimes, you know, when we have legacy, people in our family still sell it out anyways. We have issue, yeah. We have enough issue. We have issue, people. All right, go on, Mr. Joseph Patterson.
Africa and benefited from that just the same. So there's no argument here. So whether the land is given back to us in Africa, if that's your belief, that's where we were abducted from, or the land is given to us as indigenous people of Jamaica, because that was our land, regardless of how you look at it, we should have been compensated for the land that was stolen from us, for the loss of wages or the loss of earnings stolen from us. And
Okay, and the loss of wages, because the same time they free the slave, you know, the slave, one of them get paid for that, right? Them get paid for losing them employees. And then them so turn on and still eye about the man them we say, okay then fine. We'll go back go work for pittance. So it's true. How comes to know we really don't live or exist nowhere, you know? We don't, and that's what the man say. Him a go make house pan uno land and then turn it in a dead house. So when you're dead, somebody come in the con dead, and then the next person come dead, and the next person come dead in there. So no perfect dead house that for name. Me no see why you can't have your property. Them help you build your house pan it and you have it you give to your kids them. So it just to show you say them have the system set up so you will never own anything. Because if me know say me live in here so and somebody 10 people outside are wait for move in here so 10 people are outside are wait for you for drop out. Or you know say them not go poison you off so the next person can get the house. Eh? There is no guarantee. It just sound too shisty. Right, Mr. Patterson? Speak up, yeah, sir.
things stolen from us. And the loss of education, you call it learning loss. So when you are in fact abducted and enslaved and robbed of learning and robbed of earning and robbed of your assets, uh, to remedy that, you have to return the land to the people at least. Now, the two colonial parties, they have now had 80 years over the affairs of Jamaica, and they did not see it fit to return to you the land that was stolen from you by the colonial masters. And the reason they haven't is because they are working for the colonial masters and they are working for the PSOJ oligarchs, which are the plantocracy, those who were at the top of the food chain in the colonial system, who own illegally all of the assets of Jamaica and continue to own those assets today and sharing it with others at the upper echelon and denying you. So what the UIC wants to do to remediate all that is wrong with this arrangement, we want to arrange to make sure every single Jamaican, indigenous Jamaican, real Jamaicans of African heritage, that you all receive compensation. Now, we're not going to wait for the foreigners to do that, for the colonials to do that. We, as government, when you elect us, when you join the movement and volunteer and donate to overcome the PSOJ money and help us to win back your country, we're going to work with you to make sure every single solitary indigenous Jamaican family receives compensation for what was stolen from them. Now, we can't compensate you 100% because that money is gone to England and elsewhere. But at least we can return to you the land or or help you to have a home out of the process. Yeah. And so that's what we're going to do. Now, some people are afraid of that because they don't believe that they are worth such care and such love by their government. But we believe it's important to demonstrate this. And so, what the UIC is going to do is to ensure that every single Jamaican family are property owners in this country. We're going to make sure the laws are there to protect your life. So we're going to fix the security problem, your liberty. So we're going to remove regulations that are impeding you from being the best that you can be. We're going to help you to overcome the structures that make it easier for foreigners to come and own everything in Jamaica. We're going to flip that script so that you, not foreigners, can own the supermarkets and own the gas stations and own the small, medium, and big businesses in this country. And most importantly, we're going to make sure that you are a landowner. And we're going to make sure that you're a landowner that doesn't have to worry about paying an annual rent in the form of property taxes. We're going to remove property taxes from all indigenous Jamaicans who are living here in Jamaica. Now, if you are a foreigner and come to Jamaica, you'll not be allowed to buy land. You can lease it from a Jamaican and pay your lease. And you'll also pay property tax on that property while you're.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's a good idea. Because the same time I look on it, okay, the hotel them, all of the hotels are owned there. The hotels are corporations, right? The hotel them, when you buy a plane ticket online, right? The plane ticket money goes to the airline, right? When you rent the book your hotel, the money goes to the hotel. Okay, during Corona, you know, when they shut down the world, the people that work at the hotel, them it's like them have to peer into something so they can get some money back, right? None of the hotel them not peer out. The hotel not peer out the employee. Up here we have like tax. Then withdraw tax from your money. And if you're not work, you can apply for unemployment and them stuff there. So pretty much I like that. None of that wasn't paid to the government. So the hotel them don't them don't them don't benefit the people in Jamaica. Nothing benefit the people in Jamaica. All of the money them go out. All of the store them were owned by other people. Chinese people send the money go to China. Indian people send the money go to India. So I say there's a funnel pan Jamaica where suck out all of the money. But because the people them don't try to understand the root issue. Them just look on the top part of it. And the top part of it is me are one party and you are one party. So we are fight, right? And the problem not solved. So it's perfect what him say. But him say it's two colonial party. Meanwhile, it's only one. Because if you vote in the next party and the next party do the same thing, what the other party did in a power do, how can it be a different party? How can it be different? That's the one thing where the people them, it's one time I sit down and I hear this lady talk and she said, "Oh, me a diehard peer." Me start laugh. How can you be diehard something and it's not God? Isn't it blasphemy? Me don't know. I'm just asking. Or you can be committed to something like that and it's not God. That's a false idol, isn't it? Me don't know, you know. Because me say, them tell you all kind of things and all kind of something. So me I say, if you not tell me one thing and then later on you not tell me something else, it's the same party, only different color. one of them have to agree to what the other one do. The same thing where Barack Obama and Joe Biden and Trump and all of those people do. That's the same thing the two party them do. When them go after them dance and them big thing, the only thing them a discuss is okay, when you come in, how much percentage tax you gonna raise? Or this where them have a conversation about. Me and you got a party, we are argue, oh my party are the better party, your party are... We can't have just problem, we must have some solution. Them African king that create solution to them problem, you know. The biggest problem of the people in the country. And they kick them out. They kick them out and then get one bag of fight. Everybody say them are gonna feel cause they can't, and pretty much that they say we can't think for ourselves. Somebody have to think for you all the time. As we proceed. Go on, Mr. Patterson.
Pay your lease, and you'll also pay property tax on that property while you're a lessor, or a leasee rather. So we're going to make sure that um, indigenous Jamaicans, those of African descent, those whose foreparents were enslaved here, that you are full-fledged, tax-free owners of land in this country. I hope you believe you deserve this. I hope you believe that you have a right to this because you do. It's a pity to see that there are some, because of their partisan blinders, they will cuss and argue and they will fight this down because it's not their party leader who is saying it. It's not their party that is saying it. But the truth is,
See?
the two colonial parties, about 80 years between them now, to do this. They could have long given you back the land that was stolen from your ancestors, and they have not done it. They talk the game about reparation, but they don't mean reparation. They have always been, these two parties, they have always been agents of the colonial powers. They were used by the colonial powers to get rid of Marcus Garvey and to destroy his political party, which was the first one ever formed. His party was about the people and liberating the people and empowering the people. These two colonial parties are not about liberating the people. They're about maintaining a master slave economy where there are few people at the top controlling the vast majority of our wealth. And the rest of us, the majority of the people, must subsist on a little bit. That's a master slave economy. And they have masterfully maintained that over the years while tricking you, fooling you into believing that they're working for you. They've made you many promises. They promise you black man time now, woman time now, young people time now. They've come with all kind of slogan, log on to progress,
Clock style.
money jingle in your pocket, prosperity, and so on. And they've all failed you and let you down. The UIC is not no rich party. We're not funded by the rich elites of Jamaica. In fact, they don't like us because they think that we are their enemy. No, we're not their enemy, but we are your friend. We're here to ensure that every single Jamaican gets a fair and equal opportunity to make something of themselves. And to begin that process, the fundamental thing we have to do is to give you back what was stolen from you. We can't give you everything, but we can give you back the land that was stolen from your foreparents and give you a leg up so we can reduce the burden of rent and mortgage on you. They want you to remain a slave to the banks, paying mortgage forever. We want to free you, not just from them, but from the big banks and the big companies that are taking advantage of you. So join me in the UIC, and together we will free our country and give you back the land of your birthright, your heritage. This is the land of your birth, and the land is your birthright. Thank you for your support. Vote UIC, and more than that, join us to help us get elected. Thank you, and have a beautiful day. Happy Valentine's to everyone.
That's Mr. Patterson. All right, I'm gonna do how much videos? Well, I'm gonna do tons of videos. I did a few videos on him, right? And the man is well educated. Right? That's one thing. right? We talk about him papers that him have. So when we listen to these guys from Burkina Faso and what they're trying to accomplish, right? They had to do coup. This man, you can vote him in, you can go join him on him platform. Actually, I'm gonna reach out to him too. I reached out to that lady on Instagram. She never answered back. But then I saw she's doing clips, right? She's doing like food donation and stuff like that. So she's not just talking about it; she's doing it. So it's the same thing with with UIC. If everybody had talk about the other two party when I do not, why can't you give that third party a chance? Just asking, you know. Come tell you say it's not about argument, it's asking questions, exploring your mind and others too, because the people that mama bring that I talk about them greatness and everything, them biography. I read them biography and see how great them is. That's why myself I feel so nice in doing this. Because if nobody not highlight them, I feel like say the work where them put in just get lost. The lesson what we're supposed to learn, we're not gonna learn it. So I'm gonna continue to find more people or more people. So we keep on saying it, you know. I'm gonna continue to make them great, amazing people you find me, right? Because you see, when we do when I did Imafidon yesterday, I never said anything about her, but actually, Imafidon family wasn't named most intelligent family. So it's a meet the smartest black family in Britain who are originally from Africa, from Niger, several world records, right? So that's what I'm gonna say. And you see me do the wife yesterday. So this is Dr. Chris Imafidon. Imafidon. So this are the husband. So you see, right in the same conversation when I have with them leaders there, right? Joseph Patterson is a leader too. Right back to Dr. Chris Imafidon. That's not how I pronounced it yesterday. It's Imafidon. And it is pronounced in Mafadon because I think the I is silent. And Mafidon have raised their children to become the smartest black kids ever in Britain. Professor Mafidon is an international scholar and education consultant who immigrated from Edo State, Nigeria to London over 35 years ago. If you really want a child to learn anything, find out the best way that a child learns. Every human being has a unique way of learning. You see what I talk about? He said. His children must have taken after his intelligence. Their smartness and intelligence is overwhelming and record breaking, especially for people. Me not like that. Me not like that saying especially for people of colors. Me not like that. I don't like that statement that was written not by us. Okay. All right, let me see. Am I supposed? Oh yeah. Okay, so Mafadans raised their children with a guided discipline according to BBC. You see what I talk about? There's a difference between discipline, right? And abuse. Okay? Capiche? People? Understand? There's a difference between abuse and discipline. Their twin Paula and Peter Mafedan at age 8 set a joint world record when they passed an AS, AS level examination in mathematics. A year later, they took and passed the University of Cambridge's Advanced Mathematics paper, thereby becoming the youngest students ever to pass the examination. Wow. At age 9, they made history as the youngest children in British history to attend high school. Now 14 and the youngest of the Mafedan kids, the duo are not only academically sound, they are reportedly musicians and they are good at different sports. I love that. Peter is almost 100-meter and 400 relay champ in London. Skills everywhere, me I tell you, skills everywhere, people. We just can't get away from with talent. Okay, who hopes to serve as prime minister, and his sister Paula is a county champion in rugby. Wow, who like to teach math? Both siblings are musicians. However, they have an older genius sibling by name Anne Marie Mafedan, who obtained her master's degree from Oxford University at the age of 17. She was the youngest person to pass the A level computing exam. She was called a serial world record breaker. Wow. In September 2011 edition of Higher Education Digest, Annie Marie is currently co-founder and CEO of STEMITS, an organization which has helped 40,000 girls realize their STEM potential, which she started in 2013. Oh, this is data. We are tell you. In 2016, Mafedan launched her own STEM resources app, which is used by thousands of STEM million school club members. She works with media companies like BBC and 20th Century Fox to put more tech role model on screen, according to Forbes. She also co-founded the world's first tech incubator for teenage girls, Outbox Incubator. Wow. Christina Mafedan was honored by the Minister of State for E-commerce as one of the youngest girls ever to receive a mathematics award at the age of 9. She went on to write a book to help her friends struggling with maths called Math Manual. Christina followed her sister's footsteps at 11. She made history as the youngest student to attend a British university at the United Kingdom University. She earned a government scholarship to study at undergraduate level, and subsequently she received 8 scholarships to the top schools in the country. Christina is an international speaker. She has also been named the most influential woman in financial technology. Amazing. There's also Samantha Mafedan, the sibling who mentored the twins to pass their own math secondary school test. She had passed 6 exams at age 6. Oh, people. She became the youngest girl in the UK to attend the secondary school at the age of 9. She's a gold level champion in the 100-meter and 200-meter relays. On her accomplishment, Samantha says, with the right environment, anyone can have done what I did. Their father is working as an education consultant to several governments. He also served as a mentor and a coach to American students at various academic levels using Skype and web technology. The Mafidons have been used as a model to improve scholarships in Europe and Asia. Dr. Mafidon is certain that anyone can achieve what he has achieved with his family through a specific model of education. People, all right, right. That's something I'm gonna drop the mic. I don't have nothing more to say. That is that video, yeah, is a inspirational one, as you can see. People, like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm out. Wow.